Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is the Blu Ray pickups that I have bought in September 2017, and you know, I've managed to be quite calm this month. I've not bought too many, just a few things, mostly indicator movies this month. I'm holding off because October is looking like it's going to be quite a heavy month. I've got quite a lot of pre-orders, so I had to take a step back. But let's have a look at some of the movies I've picked up this month. First up is The Reckoning by Indicator. This is about a businessman who is rising to the top. He returns home to Liverpool where his father has died, finds out that it was a gang that has killed him and decides to take revenge for himself. It's a movie that I hadn't really heard about until Indicator put it out, but I'll look at the trailer and I'll look at some of the extras that comes with it, and the actual story made me really interested to check the movie out. As for the extras side, it's got a lot of different kind of features. It's a UK DVD premiere, which is something that it's nice to know. You know, this is a very first. And this is number 40 in Indicator Collection. It's one that I will stick on and no doubt enjoy, or at least find something rewarding in it. A Day in the Death of Joe Egg. Now this is based on a play. It is about a couple who are looking after their brain dead child, and they take turns in doing the voice and talking for that person. It's a very dark, bleak subject, but it's done in a comedic tone. It's one of these movies that it's kind of faded away into the ethos, but it's one that I've not seen in a long while. I remember thinking, wow, that's very daring, and I'm looking forward to get stuck into this. This one is number 39 on the Indicator label. The Deadly Affair. This is a Cold War thriller directed and produced by Sidney Lumet. It's basically about a guy who is tasked with finding out about the death of a civil servant, what happened to him, how that happened, and I'm sure it's going to like snowball into some big spy kind of thing, which is these kind of movies that I love, and I'm looking forward to really checking it out. Again, loaded with extras are these Indicator releases are, and the booklets are usually something that's really enjoyable, usually got a couple of essays or something about the movie in it. I like this kind of era of movies that are based around about the Cold War and the espionage, but I've not seen a great deal of them. Everyone I have seen I've really kind of enjoyed, so this is a blind buy for me. Like I said, I'm picking up most of the Indicator movies because generally they're pretty rewarding and very different, so it's another one to really check out. The National Health. This looks like a comedy. This is one that I absolutely know nothing about. I didn't even check out the trailer. I was buying a load of other Indicator ones and I just pre-ordered this. It's a comedy, pretty much a satire on the national health system in the UK. You know, I don't really have too much to add to it. I wish I did, I don't. It's number 32 on the Indicator label. The Chase from 1966. I don't really know too much about this. I know it stars Marlon Brando. A person that I've seen very few of his movies. Everything I've seen him in, he's been pretty good, except The Island of Dr. Moreau, which is just wacky as all hell. This is about an escaped convict that kind of causes havoc in a small town. That's about as much as I know about it, and I'm quite happy to delve into this movie knowing only that. See No Evil, directed by Richard Fleischer, who brought out the 10 Rillington Place movie on the Indicator label. He's done quite a few movies actually. Checking into his filmography, he's somebody I've never heard of, but I've seen quite a lot of his movies. This one, it's called See No Evil. It's also been called The Blind Terror as well in other countries, and the plot sounds awesome. It's about a blind woman who is stalked by a maniac. It sounds kind of pulpy, kind of horror-y, my kind of subject completely. This was a no-brainer. I didn't check out anything about this because that short synopsis just sold me on the movie completely. One movie that I did see this year, I've seen it at the cinemas this year, but it's technically a 2016 movie, so I don't know how I'm going to include it in my end of year list, but it is absolutely fantastic, and that movie is The Red Turtle. I've seen this a couple of times so far this year, and it is by far and away one of the most rewarding movie experiences I've had. Technically, I did see it this year, even though it was released in other countries 2016, and I think if it is, it's going to be on my top 10 of the end of the year list, very high up. It is a movie that is really rewarding. For facts that I stated in my Red Turtle Explained video, and also did a movie review video of it as well. I love this thing. If you haven't seen it, I can thoroughly suggest checking it out. It is a movie that has a lot to say, and not one character speaks the entire time throughout the thing. It is tremendous. It is affecting. It is life affirming. It is just everything you want from a movie. It's just awe-inspiring. It is a terrific movie. If you haven't seen it, please do so. And last, definitely not least, is a box set I picked up this month. This is one that dropped to a crazy price on Amazon. I managed to grab one before they get sold out. It was a limited run. To give you an idea, This is a Blu Ray. Like I said, this is a Blu Ray, and this is the Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast set. This is about the size of a cereal box, and it is heavy going. There's lots to go in this. So it has 17 discs, 14 movies, the likes of Blood Feast and The Wizard of Goa. They're the two I've seen before, and other movies of this ilk that I haven't experienced. It's got interviews, features, commentaries, so much more. It's got the Herschel Gordon Lewis annual in it, and it's set into like 3 different pouches. So you've got the annual, you then have the volume 1, 1963 to 67, and volume 2, 68 to 1972, where this guy was doing his movies. I don't know too much about him, but I'm just going to lift this up here once more because I get this thing in today and it just shocked me. I mean, it's just massive. I don't know how I'm going to display this amongst the collection because it's twice the height of any other Blu-ray that I've got, and the shelf space isn't really there. It's Arrow Video. It's one of those ones that I just get through the door and I was like, wow. You just stop, you admire everything about it. I love the design, the wacky colours. It's got like a cut-out mask of the guy on the back of it. It's done like a cereal box, you know, start your day the Herschel way. It's got all these fun things on it. Fortified with 14 essential films. It looks as if it's a lot of fun and care has went into this box set, and I can't wait to start digging into this to see what kind of gory nonsense I can stumble across. So that's what I've picked up this month. Like I said, I tried to tone down. This was like a real late edition because it was a crazy price and it's what set up and wondering about picking up. Next month is October. I've got a few horror movies on the way. I've got a few special sets that I've pre-ordered. I've got one of my all-time favourite movies coming in Steelbook and limited edition set, so come back and see what I pick up then. Let me know if you see any deals in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs. Film.